Welcome to episode 31 of the Tough Draw Talks podcast. I'm your host, Brad Hughes. Appreciate you being along for the ride. Today, we are coming to you from Rodeo, Houston, and we are lucky to be in the Lane Frost brand house for today's episode of the podcast. We can't say enough how much we appreciate Stetson and all the Lane Frost brand has done for us this year in 2023 as our presenting sponsor. Today, we are thrilled to be sitting down with someone I like to consider a longtime friend. He may think more of an acquaintance. Five-time NFR qualifier, Jeff Askey. Man, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm great. How about you?
Oh, man, just got up early, got moving around a little bit. I'm looking forward to diving in on some questions. I don't know if you've had a lot of opportunity to listen to the podcast or anything, but we like to start with just some icebreaker questions just to get you loosened up a little bit.
All right.
Man, what's your favorite movie?
Ooh, I mean, I'm going to go cliche rodeo cowboy, and almost every rodeo cowboy is going to tell you Lonesome Dove, Tombstone, 8 Seconds. But I got to go Lonesome Dove.
There you go. So the Westerns, right?
Yeah, Westerns. I mean, John Wayne's, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, I mean, I have to ask that question as a filmmaker and stuff. So that always gets me pumped up to talk about. Something that got brought up yesterday when we were hanging out with some of the guys, we were talking about pregame rituals and superstitions. Do you have any of those? And if so, what are they?
I don't know about rituals, but I have routines, more or less. Like I know I always put my left boot on first.
Oh.
And I always put my left spur on first. I always tie my left boot first. It's not really
Like before your jeans?
No, like just like when I go to put boots on, like the left boot goes on.
Yeah.
When I put the spurs on, the left spur goes on, and it's just routines. Like I like to do things structured in the same way.
Yeah.
Consistent. But it's not really a superstition or anything like that. It's just I have my way to do things, and that's the way I process through, getting ready. And like superstitions and stuff, probably one of the ones that I do adhere to is the no hats on the bed. And I don't even know if I think it's bad luck.
Yeah.
I just think it's a stupid spot to put a hat. Like,
because it might get smashed.
You can put it on a dresser, a nightstand.
Yeah.
There's so many options besides putting a hat on a bed.
Yeah.
So I don't ever put a hat on a bed. I think that one's kind of silly.
What about have you ever found throughout your career where you're hitting a hot streak or even a cold streak? Do you ever change anything up or do anything like that? Like, some guys, for example, will be like, I need to change helmets or I need to change the, gloves or something like that. Is that something that you go through? Because I kind of look at those as kind of rituals too,
Yeah. I guess to some degree. I mean, I think a lot of that stuff, most of that stuff is mental. But I know, if I crack out a new glove and it doesn't stay on its first 3 or 4 bulls, I'll throw it away and get out another glove. And I'm like, that one sucks. That one can't ride.
It's the glove's fault.
Yeah. But some people do it with ropes and, chaps and stuff. And some of that stuff's expensive and I'm cheap. So, I stick to the cheapest thing that I can switch.
There you go. What about your favorite food?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, typical cowboy answer is steak, but
steak and potatoes.
Yeah, steak. Give me a ribeye, which that's pretty true. But a good crawfish boil.
Oh, there you go.
That could be the winner. Is a good crawfish boil. Really good Mexican food.
There you go.
And really good Cajun food. It's hard to beat them.
You're good friends with Dustin Bouquet, aren't you?
Yeah.
Does he do crawfish boils and all that?
Yeah, we had
being
one.
A Cajun.
He lives in Athens.
Yeah. He does? I thought he still lived in, okay.
Yep,
I thought he was in Louisiana.
He used to just live a few miles from me. He bought a place kind of other side of town now. But, he's over at my house a couple of times a week. And we'll boil crawfish at his house or at my house. And he's pretty dang good at it. It actually spoils you to have a real Cajun boil your crawfish,
and then you try it.
Do it correct, because then you can't go to restaurants where they're kind of mass produced and they're not quite as good. Like it's, the home cooked version of them is so much better.
Absolutely. So I really like this question because I feel like when we dive in on a podcast, it really kind of sets the tone and the mood and the tempo for like the person. But what's the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, my wife thinks I'm really good looking, but
man. Well, there you go.
I don't know. That's hard to really pick. I mean, I don't even know if it's the best compliment, but sometimes you'll get one out of somebody who you don't really think is going to, a tough egg to crack, like some of the old time contractors that don't say much and don't, it really takes doing something for them to say, man, that's a good bull rider, or man, you've been riding good. Like some of them old timey contractors, like they're hard to get that out of. Like when you come around, they just, they don't say nothing. You make a good bull ride, they don't say a word.
Yeah.
And you get to where like over time, like they're like, man, you're all right, and you're like,
so like you kind of earn the respect type.
Yeah,
thing.
and like getting that out of some of like them old kind of hard ass type guys is like, all right, that's pretty neat. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool, man. So the story I was alluding to about the fact that I consider you a longtime friend, and you may just think of me more as an acquaintance, is our trip we did to Hobbs several years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep. What was it?
Rostaki, Cole, Melanson, and Brody Uri with us. And y'all were giving Brody 9 kinds of hell because of how he was a baby.
No, we don't. I mean, I still give him a lot of crap. Yeah. We don't ease up on him.
Yeah. No, that trip, it was really cool for me personally because, I got to just jump in the van with y'all and go. And obviously I was good friends with Cody and stuff like that. But we got to go to a tough event, which, you've been through a lot in your career. And like that trip for me was really eye-opening because it was like, this is what these guys do. They jump in. They go together, they break bread together and have a meal and then like stay on the road and they have a good time. And like, I think you finished second that night. And
I think so.
I think that was right. And I know Cole was really pissed because he bucked off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what is that? Just that camaraderie and that brotherhood of being on the road and stuff like that. Going to the old timer type thing you're talking about, like, tough, because I know you're somebody that Tough I do know has respect for. So it's like, what has that been like for you just kind of throughout, because you don't just do PRCAs and stuff, but you did the Tough Hedemans and you've done some one-off type stuff.
Yeah.
Just talk a little bit about that and the community and that aspect of being on the road.
I mean, the people that you're around in rodeo, like it's different than other sports, You're riding against each other, basically. You're competing against each other. But you're going to pull each other's rope. You're going to tell each other, oh, man, that bull's a little welly, or oh, that bull's going to fit you good. Like you're going to kind of try to help each other out because you want the same from them.
Yeah.
You need somebody pull your rope and they need somebody pull their rope. So, I mean, it's got a lot more camaraderie than typical other sports. And then, but then when you get deeper into it to like the traveling partner deal, I mean, I've been in the game long enough. I think that's one of the most important things that you can pick is a good traveling partner.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron, and you don't want to be with a dull blade.
Absolutely.
You want to be with somebody who's sharp. You want to be with somebody who wants to enter the same way you do, go to the same stuff, wants to get on the same type of bulls, kind of the same process.
Absolutely.
A similar approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, I'm like, it's kind of like dating, like
matchmaking.
I mean, it is a little bit like and it sounds weird to say that. They're like, oh, okay, creep. And I'm like, no, hear me out. Like in the summer run,
Cody's going to run. If Stocky hears this, he's going to run with this. Yeah. You're never going to hear the end of that.
But you leave, at least for like us Texas guys, you leave the house beginning of June and you come home end of September.
Yep.
You're together 24/7.
Yep.
for almost 4 months. And it's not like regular dating a girl, like where they go to work or go to school.
You get a break.
And you go hang out with your friends. Like you're with this travel partner 24 hours a day for 4 months. So you got to find somebody who you can get along with. If you don't ride good, they're not going to dog you
about it.
You know, if they're riding really good, they're not going to be cocky about it, or, you know, and then if they're riding bad, they're not going to get negative. They're not going to try to drag you down if you're doing better than them. You want somebody who's basically a team player. Like you want to be on the same page. Like, hey man, you're riding good. Like that's your freaking partner. Like if they go broke and go home, you're out there by yourself. You want them to succeed as much as you do. And you want that in a traveling partner. Like you want them to pull for you. Yeah. And that's like, I've traveled with Bokeh, Dustin Bokeh for a couple of years, and it's one of them deals like, if I get bucked off, I mean, yeah, I'm upset, but if he wins the bull ride, I'm excited. Like I want him to succeed. Yeah. And he's the same way. Like if he gets thrown off, he don't like it, but if I win, he's
happy for you. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point. So you bring up Dustin particularly. Have you been traveling with Dustin any of the years recently where he's had a lot of injuries and stuff? What does that do to a partnership dynamic and stuff like that?
I was with him in his first injury was in White Sulphur Springs, Montana, back September of whatever it was, 2021. Yeah. And, I mean, I was standing there, saw him break that arm, and I was like, oh, crap, you know? Yeah. And I had a couple of days off after that rodeo. I stuck around and kind of helped make sure he was situated. And we were in his truck and camper, and we had like 3 more weeks of the summer run left before going home. And he's like, take my truck, you know, go to the rest of the rodeos. And he kind of found his way home. Yeah. But he's a really positive guy. You know, he broke that arm, got healthy, came back to the NFR, re-broke that same arm. Yeah, I remember. Got healthy again. You know, broke his collarbone. He's kind of had a rough patch, you know, for a year and a half, going on 2 years now. But like when you're around him, he's just as positive as ever. You know, he's really good about putting it behind him and moving on and, you know, continuing down the path. Absolutely. And you kind of alluded to it, whether it be traveling partner, you talked about it a little bit earlier during the icebreaker questions, but the mental game, right? So talk to me a little bit about the mental game, because I've sat down with guys like Trey Holston and Josh Frost and different people like that. And, you know, for Trey especially, he talked a lot about the mental game and, you know, how does that play out for you? I know some guys have a mental coach that they talk to and visit with and stuff like that. But how does that play for you? Like, is that something, you know, being kind of an elder statesman in the sport, you know, is that something that you've participated in at this point in your career? Is it something you just kind of never had and have just gone without, or what is that like? I mean, I've never had like a, you know, like there's guys going to actual psychologists, mental coaches, and like sports coaches and stuff now. And you're starting to see more of that. Yeah. And I don't you didn't see that back when I started. Like that wasn't much of a thing. I mean, everybody knew that bull riding was more mental than physical, but and I had a really good college rodeo coach at the college level who was very big on the mental stuff, like setting goals and visualizing and being positive and what you think about is, you know, has an impact on what happens, like having positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts and all that stuff. So he was really big on that. But then, you know, you get out there in the pro rodeo world and you better be able to figure it out on your own, kind of. I mean, you're either going to figure it out on your own or have good people around you or pay somebody to help you with it, you know? Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, you're the only person who controls the thoughts in your head. No matter, a coach can tell you everything till they're blue in the face. And if you're thinking in your head something bad, it's not good. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you know,
So how did you get started? I know you're talking about when you started, that wasn't really a thing, and like I alluded to, you're one of the older guys in the locker room now. But how did you get started riding bulls?
I grew up kind of riding some colts and sale barn horses and crap like that, and I was always pretty good at that. Like they had to buck pretty hard to get me on the ground. And then I had a good friend when I was younger. His dad had rode bulls. Well, they started putting on bull ridings at his house, and he was, just next town over. And I went there that one day and to their little bull riding, and I was like, shoot, man, I want to enter. And I did, and here I am.
So you went
some years later.
So you went from colts to bulls.
Yeah,
basically.
It just kind of one of them deals. I tried it, and I was like, shoot, that's pretty
fun.
Cool. And next thing you know, you're all right. I need to order a rope and get a helmet and a vest and get all the stuff and start out rodeoing.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. I didn't know that. That you went from colts to bulls, because a lot of people, they talk about the process of started on sheep and then I went to calves and and steers and all that. So
right, yeah,
that's cool.
I never did the sheep or steers or anything. I just got straight on bulls, which they were junior bulls, kind of beginner type level bulls. I mean, I was 13, but I never rode steers or calves or sheep. Just went from sale barn horses to to bulls.
That's cool. That's cool. So we talked about it. We're here at Rodeo Houston. I was at the perf last night, and they were talking about, your age, and they put you up on the big screen talking about how you aging like fine wine and stuff. How does being the veteran in this sport, like, how do you view that? Like when you go to rodeos, like, do you feel any sense of like kind of leadership, or is it just something you don't really think about and just try to be like everybody else? Or what are your thoughts on being considered the older guy in the bull riding world?
I kind of like it really, because I'm old and I can be cranky and it's kind of justified. Like when they're playing loud music in the locker room, I can be like, y'all turn that crap down, put on some old Waylon and keep it low. get rid of this rap. But no, I mean, I catch myself sometimes trying to be coaching to some of the younger guys, telling them, giving them my opinion, and it's all opinion. Like, what works for me might not work for the next guy, but I'll give some of the younger guys that want to hear it my opinion on, what you should or shouldn't enter, or what you should or shouldn't get on, or how rodeos should format or should pay. Like, we're having a lot of new formats and new payouts and different stuff. And I voice my opinion on what I think about certain stuff and kind of try to educate the younger guys coming up on how, the impact of different deals. Like, hey, this looks like a good thing, but might not be, or you really don't need to go to every rodeo in the world. Like, I know when I was younger, I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to 125
everything
rodeos.
I can get into, basically. The
older I get, I'm like, that's stupid. Like, if you draw a bull that's always an 18-pointer, the old school mentality, you gotta go get on everything. That's great. The old timers did that. They paid 89 cents a gallon for fuel. Yeah, we're paying $4 for diesel. Yeah, or buying a $500 flight to go get on an 18-point bull. Like, do your math. That bull's been an 18-point bull for 2 years. He's not going to suddenly be a 20-pointer and you be 82, 84 points and win a check. Like, he's going to be an 18-pointer. You're going to be 76 and not win no money. Stay at home. Like, turn out. Like, I mean, just think of it as a business. You're not going to see a carpenter go bid a job for less than their overhead cost and less than their material cost. I mean,
that's it's not good business. Yeah, not at all.
It's just like any business. They know their cost. Mm-hmm. They know the profit margin that they want to make, and they factor that in, and you got to do that in this. So you know, it's going to cost me $1,200 to fly to that rodeo to get on a 20-point bull. Well, you know, they didn't ride no bulls the first 2 purse. I'll go do it.
Yeah, because you win all the ground money.
Yeah, or well, they rode a bunch of bulls. I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. Josh actually kind of alluded to that this year about kind of changing his mentality of really focusing on these big rodeos.
Yeah,
which, you know, has been something you've done. So we're sitting here at Houston, and you're in Super Series 3, correct?
Yes.
Tonight, yeah. So night 1, nobody else rode, and you rode, and you know, I'll just put my opinion out there, but I think that a lot of the stock in the Super Series set is very inconsistent at best. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But you were the only one to cover, so you know you're sitting nice to make the semifinals, stuff like that. You already won San Antonio this year. Talk to me a little bit about that, like with that mentality. Like, do you apply that especially pretty heavily here in the winter part of these with all these big stock shows and some of the bigger payouts? Is that kind of the mentality for you as well going into these, or do you just take it a case by case type thing?
I mean, you kind of take it case by case, but it's also some of the mentality. Like, there's some rodeos in the winter, and they're good rodeos, but there's some of them that are like 1,000, 2,000 added rodeos that if you talk to the old timers, they're like, that's what that rodeo added when I was rodeoing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that rodeo still adds, is still adds $2,000. And I've been to them, and it's like, man, they fill the stands. Like, you couldn't fit another person in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this rodeo not
paying more?
Why is it not adding 4,000 now? Yeah. Why is it not adding 5,000?
Because the tickets to get in probably cost way more than they did back then, even though the purse is the same size. Yeah, exactly.
The concessions have gone up. They're making more on their hot dogs and beer, but they're paying us the same.
Yep.
So I tell them I try to tell like kind of your higher caliber guys, I'm like, you're not going to get them little rodeos to add more money.
Yeah.
If you go like, say there's a 2,000 added rodeo and 5 NFR bull riders enter it.
Yeah.
They're going to keep adding $2,000.
Yeah.
Because they're getting good guys.
Yeah.
And they're putting on a good rodeo. I was like, if you want them to add 4,000, don't enter it.
Don't show up. Yeah.
Like, let them have the rodeo with nobody good. And there's 2 routes they're going to go. They're going to have the rodeo with nobody good there and potentially lose the rodeo, or it turn into an amateur rodeo. Yep. Or they're going to be like, man, we didn't get no good riders. They didn't ride a bull. It was a bunch of beginners, like rookies and permit guys, which some rookie and permit guys ride really good.
Yep.
But, some of them ticket buyers want to see the Josh Frost and the Sage Kimsey at their rodeo.
And the Jeff Askeys.
Yeah. So don't go to them, and they're going to evaluate and be like, well, we need to add more money to get them guys here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. So I alluded to San Antonio. So, I was keeping up. So you had 2 90s in one day in San Antonio. Talk to me a little bit about that. Have you ever done that before? Been able to pull 2? I mean, tough Hedemans, you got to you get on 3 bulls a night, so there's a chance there. But was that pretty special to have 2 90s in San Antonio in one day?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've done it at some of the tough deals before, but that's because you get on 3 and
they're all quality,
typically bring really good bulls.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do at pro rodeo, and it was pretty nice. It paid good. I just drew awesome there the whole way through San Antonio. Like even the extreme bulls, the bracket. Yeah, I drew perfect the whole time, and I mean I capitalized, but drawing them good bulls was a major impact on it. I mean you get the right one and you do your job, and it makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Could you talk a little bit? Do you remember those rides pretty well? And do you remember who you had? And kind of what you remember about those rides, if you wouldn't mind sharing that? I love hearing people describe bull rides and stuff. So,
well, I mean, in the original bracket, my first one, he was just kind of a bull. Like I was 80 on him.
Yeah.
Which I thought I could have been a little more. They rode him the next day for 84. Yeah. So I didn't really know what they were watching right there. And then the next day I rode Glory Days. They've taken him to the finals a few times.
Yeah.
Bokeh, he won Spanish Fork on him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's out to left, goes out there 2, goes right usually. He'll go either way.
Yeah.
But really good bull. Made a good bull ride on him. Then got on County Jail. Another bull they won round 5 at the NFR last year on him.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So I rode him for the 3rd bull in my set. I think I was 86 on him.
Yeah.
Then in the semifinals, I don't remember what I got on. Curly Bill of Pete Cars.
Yeah.
I think. And he threw me off, so I had to come back to the wild card system. But drew another one of Pete Cars. And I didn't know that black bull in the wild card, but somebody was like, man, he's out to ride around the ride. He's really nice.
Yeah.
And he actually bucked a little harder than what they had told me. They were like, oh, he's just a nice one. Like, he's just okay. Kind of made it sound like, oh, yeah, I'll be 85.
Yeah.
And he kind of bucked. Then we get to the short round deal, and San Antonio does a draft.
Yeah.
I don't know very many bulls. Like, my bull memory is it's getting better.
Yeah.
But most years I know 5 bulls. And
You're not Rostocki.
No. Like
every bull going up and down the road.
Yeah, I usually know about 5 bulls, 2 of them that are horrible, and they stand out because they're horrible, and 3 of them that are awesome, and they stand out because they're awesome.
Yeah.
But so I was getting ready to go up on stage for the draft, and I was talking to Jacob O'Mara, which I've traveled with him in the past.
Yeah.
We've been friends for 10, 15 years, probably 15. And I was like, man, I think I'm going to pick the little bull that threw me off in the Extreme Bulls short round.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you need to pick Bayou Bengal. Like, that bull fits you. And I didn't really know him that good. I kind of vaguely knew him. Like, I'd seen him at rodeos, but not really paid attention. And I was like, man, you think he's going to fit you. I was like, well, whatever. He knows the sport more than I do. Like, he watches and pays attention, and I don't.
Yeah.
So I got up on stage, and I was down to them 2 bulls that I was like, I'm gonna just go with what he said. Like,
just give it a try.
And picked that Bayou Bengal, and he was awesome. I mean, jumps up in the air. They don't ride him much.
Yeah.
He's only been ridden 1 or 2 times ever, but he just jumps up in the air, turns back to the right, and cool. he was pretty fun. Kind of popped me in the mouth or in the face mask there at the end, but it worked out.
That's cool, man. That's so cool. And did you, so after that, did you go back and give Jacob a hug or something? Did you thank him for that recommendation? Because it sounds like he hooked you up there.
He hit me up on the way back to the locker room about a commission deal. So I don't know. I haven't mailed that check yet.
Somehow I got lost, right?
Yeah.
Jacob, it's in the mail.
I sent it.
It got lost. I don't know what happened. So, again, strong start to this year. You're up again tonight, sitting pretty right now to make the semifinals here in Houston. And depending on what day you look at the PRCA website, because I looked at it yesterday and it has you first. And then 2 days ago, which I didn't really see any money difference. I don't know what happened. But anyway, you're either sitting first or second right now.
Yeah.
And, how does this start compare to some of your starts in the past? And is this one of the better starts you've ever had? And how do you maintain that? Like going into the mindset here of like, I got out to a good, a really strong start. How do you maintain that? Or is this something you've had happen in the past or what?
I mean, I've had good winners before, but this is by far the best winner. This is the most I've ever won at the building rodeos through the winter. Last year I did okay at Fort Worth and Denver and did okay at San Antonio, Houston, but not this good,
Yeah.
So it's definitely uncharted territory, but the job and the path is the same. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm first today, I still got to go ride my bull.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, next week, I still got to go ride my bull, because if you get to thinking, oh, I'm out there in the lead, I'm fine, I got a cushion, them guys are going to come pass your ass up. Like, there are a bunch of good guys behind you. You just got to go keep doing your job.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like if I was 50th right now, the job today is ride my bull. The job tomorrow is ride that bull. Mm-hmm. Which that's kind of always been my approach. Like, I don't try to dwell on what happened last week or last year or last month.
Yeah.
Because it is such a changing sport. Like, you could literally be 90 one night and the next night get one jumped. Yeah. And vice versa. You can be one jumped one night and the next night be 90.
Go 90. Yeah.
So I've always thought a short memory, and yeah, you do remember, like, oh man, yeah, I was 90 last night, or I was one jump. You remember it, but you got to bury it. Like, you just push it out and you approach the new day as a new day.
Yeah. So totally understand the day-to-day approach, sitting where you're sitting, but does it change your schedule at all? Like, when you look at your schedule, do you kind of evaluate where you are versus, do I have to go do that, or you know what I mean? Like, because obviously there's a certain amount of rodeos you have to go to make the NFR period, right. But then there's kind of that self-preservation, other things that you have going on in life, other opportunities to go do other bull riding, stuff like that. So, what does that do does that change for you at all? Like, when you think about it?
It does factor into that some. I mean, the job is still the same. You still go ride every bull. You still lay it all out there and, give it your best effort. But sometimes you just reserve where you use that effort. Like, oh, I drew a mediocre bull somewhere. I won't go. Or, oh, you open up the book and look at the entries and you're like, I could probably skip that little one.
Yeah.
I'm still entering a couple little rodeos here through the spring to get my circuit count.
Yep.
The circuit finals, since they've made it count in the world standings, and then the Ram finals.
Yeah, you focus a lot on the Texas circuit finals, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I won it like 12, 13,000 out of there last year that counted in the world standings, and it's like, you can't not go to your circuit finals.
Exactly.
It pays so good.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I put in enough of them small circuit rodeos, but you're not going to catch me flying to California in April to some of those rodeos that I don't like and I've gone to and for years knowing that I don't like them.
Yeah. And it frees up your hunting schedule somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Like, you make sure your calendar's good for hunting, right?
Yeah. Now I can go, maybe shoot some hogs off the planted corn in the spring instead of being gone rodeoing. There you
go. So what are some goals that you have for 2023 and even beyond?
Win money. Have a lot of debt,
Yeah.
Turns out when your wife wants to start a vet business, you got to buy x-ray machines and ultrasounds, and that stuff's really expensive. So I need to win a lot of money and pay off all her gadgets.
So you financially you help support the business, but you're also a vet tech.
Yeah,
on your off days, correct?
That's now my third job. I've had the bull riding gig for years. I started a fence business in 2020 due to COVID and needing something to get through. I started a fence business, and now my wife started her vet business, and I've got roped into being a tech and wanting scrubbing and holding horses and trotting them and stuff. So now I got 3 jobs basically. And she did offer to pay me last week for the first time.
Really?
Yeah. She offered to pay me for the first time ever because I kind of kept giving her crap about how she wasn't paying. But
That's funny. What has that been like? Like, you got married in 2019? Yep. Okay. So you got married in 2019. Your wife went through vet school, stuff like that. You outkicked your coverage.
She's all right.
But what has that been like for you, watching her chase your dreams while you chase yours, and kind of how important was that for y'all as a couple to be able to support each other in that?
We're
going sappy here, Jeff.
Well,
come on.
Yeah. Not sappy. We're just talking about real stuff. But I hit the jackpot, and I think we both did. Like, we both did really good at kind of knowing who we wanted to be with. And it wouldn't work if we weren't both doing a lot and supporting each other. Like we got married in 2019. She was living in College Station, Texas, going to A&M. I'm living in Athens. We're married and living long distance. Most married couples are living together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not going to work if you both don't want it to work.
Yeah.
You both want to put in the effort. There's times that she was super busy in vet school, studying all night for exams and couldn't make much time. And I just have to know, hey, that, we're playing a long game. Like this is going to be fine later on. Like we're going to be all right later because you struggle right now.
Yeah.
And same thing with rodeo. I'm gone for a couple of weeks at a time and she doesn't get to see me, but she's like, you're winning money and you're setting us up for our future.
Yeah.
The finances that rodeo bring in, they bought the land that we're on, they bought our house. So it's like, you're doing it for a cause. You have goals, you have ambition. It's not like you're just out there partying and, just screwing off.
Spinning the wheels, wasting time.
We're both very dedicated to what we do, and we're both very understanding of each other's dedication.
Absolutely. No, that's cool. That's really awesome that y'all have that dynamic. I feel like my wife and I do too. We're both kind of entrepreneurs in our own right. She used to be a vet tech and stuff. I know she was visiting with you about that beforehand, but that's really cool. At some point, what we'll have to do, we talked about this with Josh and having him and Erica on, but we'll have to do one where you and Tianti are on.
I don't know if we want to do that. She's probably just going to make fun of me the whole time.
That just guaranteed it's going to happen.
Oh, man.
Okay. Brody Uri will want to listen to that episode from all the heck you gave him on the road. No, we kind of, to kind of bring it back to the sport and to rodeo, you talked about some of the things that committees do or don't do and the PRCA and how things evolve or haven't evolved or whatever, and just kind of the differences in being in the sport as long as you have. One of the biggest things that I see personally in the sport, especially in bull riding, not just rodeo, but bull riding, is a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity, a lot of marketability that a lot of people are seeing. When you look at that, you see something like the PBR teams taking off, and you see the opportunity for the sport to grow. When you look at it from that perspective, you talked about traveling partners. You talked about how you pull each other's ropes. Like, we sat down with Tuff for the Lane Frost documentary, and he talked about how him and Lane and Jim and their crew were like a team, right?
Yeah.
And with you and Boquette, like, talk a little bit about the individualism in the sport of bull riding and the team aspect, and just kind of in general, what you think that what the PBR is trying to do with these teams, some ways that it can help the sport or positive things you see from that.
Yeah. I mean, I struggle with being just, super into their team deal.
Yeah.
Because just human nature, it's just been a habit for 20 years. I've rode bulls, as an independent contractor, basically. Like I'm my own, I'm self-employed, I'm my own business.
Yeah.
So wrapping your head around like this team concept that they're doing is just kind of uncharted territory. Now I did college rodeo, and there you're kind of riding on the college team and individually.
Yeah.
And, I liked it. It was neat. You had guys that, the team ropers on your college rodeo team were going to come pull your rope, and, you were going to go work the chute for them at practice and stuff. So kind of just some camaraderie there and some support. But no, the team deal, like at the PBR level, if it brings more fans or more sponsors or more money to the sport, then it's hard to fault anything that does that.
Absolutely. Would you, if approached about being on a team, or is that something you would consider, or are you kind of at a point in your career that you just kind of want to finish out doing what you're doing, or what are your thoughts on that?
I could go either way, to be honest. I am at that point in my career where like I don't have to go do that. I've been talked to by some owners and coaches, and there's been some interest shown in getting me drafted on their team. But I made it clear to them, I'm like, I don't have to go do this, and it's if I do, it's going to have to pay good because I feel like I make good money doing what I do now.
Yep.
I enjoy it. I don't have a boss because joining the team deal, like, there's owners and coaches, and it's a little bit like having a boss. And it's just kind of different.
Yeah. It'd be a different mindset.
Yeah.
Like a whole kind of a shift.
But also, if you want to make it pay to where, I feel good about going and doing it, then it's not off the table.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause one of the things, just to kind of explain my thought process on it, is like, I'm truly one of those people that believe that the sport of bull riding, the teams, those types of things, like I really do think, especially because of the popularity that Yellowstone has created and all this stuff, I just think that Western culture is such a hot commodity right now. I do believe there is a chance for bull riding, particularly, to bump its way up into a major national sport. And so when I watch the team dynamics and have studied the way that I have about it and just looked into it, Justin Falisco, you remember him, the PBR insider, he's been on the podcast before, and we nerded out so much about this, but like the simple fact of like, if you can get like Bass Pro owns one of the teams, like if you get those types of resources behind it and start to pay these guys to where, in your best year at the NFR, like you finished 300,000 plus, probably somewhere in there.
Last year I won 229.
Yeah. So
that's been my best.
Yeah. So I feel like if they can offer salaries that are, comparable to some of these major sports and approach the millions, I think that would be incredible because I know, through doing this and through doing all we do with Tough Draw, like when you look at the fact that healthcare is hard for cowboys and, you have resources like the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund, but it doesn't fix the day to day and and all these different things and the travel and the other things that are expenses. Like you said, it's managing a business. Like you might have made 229 or whatever, but you might have spent 50 just traveling.
Oh yeah.
If that, if that's probably even low, but I look at it and I'm like, if a team can support those types of efforts, I think it could be huge. But again, I totally understand where you're coming from of the individual side and the team side and how it's a shift in mentality. But I do see a lot of positives for it.
Yeah. But, I've been talking to my wife about it a lot lately because we kind of bounce what's going on off each other, like her business, my business, just kind of talk through things. And it's one of them deals, a bird in the hand, is it worth two in the bush? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A guaranteed check, say they want to pay you a pretty good salary to go over there and do the team deal. Yeah. You do have to give up some good rodeos. I looked over the schedule. You're going to miss the tour finale of the pro rodeos, which pays really good. Yep. You're going to miss some good big fall rodeos to go over there.
Yep.
Which you think, it's not that big a deal. You could have the finals made before then.
Yeah.
Have a good spring and a good early summer and then miss them fall rodeos. But it's like, if you don't go to them fall rodeos and then you go to the finals and have a good NFR, you could lose the world championship by $10,000, and it's like you could have went to the tour finale and won 10,000. So
exactly,
there is potential for it to be basically taking you out of contention for something else that you'd like to achieve.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's a guaranteed and that other
check.
Thing is a mystery. You could go to the finals and buck off all your bulls or get wrecked out in the first round. Where this, you're guaranteed that salary. So.
Yeah. And that's, and that's one thing Justin and I kind of speculated on because, again, it's new, right?
Yeah.
It's that was their first season. I feel like it was relatively a successful season. I know that they have some things that they have like kind of written about that they're working through and cleaning up or whatever. But like, at the end of the day, will it get to a point where these teams kind of have these Cowboys under contract to where it's like maybe they can't compete outside of the team, because if they compete outside of the team and they're hurt, they can't participate.
Yeah.
So that, and again, that's not like something that I've heard is imminent, but it's just something we speculated about would it ever get to that point? And it goes back to what you're saying is like, because what Justin and I talked about was if the money would have to be right for you to try to tell somebody you can't go do all these other things, know? And that's where professional sports has taken everything. Right. So anyway, it's just, to me, it's a cool thing to be talking about. And I know for you seeing the sport evolve as it has over the last 20 years, like, I mean, that's got to kind of be exciting to at least see that's something that may be a potential, for the sport.
Yeah. Like the whole telling somebody, oh, if you're in this teams deal, you can't go to PRCA rodeos or whatever. Like, to me, that like you're talking more money. Like, if you, and I'm just going to throw imaginary numbers out there. Like if a team's like, hey, we're going to pay you $150,000 to be on our team. That's cool. That's great. Go rodeo. You win 100, 200 at rodeo. You win 150.
That's
or you
guaranteed.
Get guaranteed over there. That's great. But they say, oh, you can't go rodeo. Well, I made $229 last year rodeoing.
Yep.
If I can't go rodeo, now you have to pay me $229.
You have to at least match that.
You have to pay that at least. Yep. So, to me, that's stepping up your value.
Exactly. Yep.
But, it's not at that point yet. And I'm sure some of them coaches and owners probably would love for their guys not to be going and getting on a lot. Because, every time you nod, it's a chance to, get hurt.
Yeah, whether you're in the practice pen or not.
But on the other hand, every time you get on, it's keeping you legged up. It's keeping you in shape. It's keeping you sharp. So I think to me, there can be a fine line in there. Like if I was a coach, I would want my guys to be rodeoing, but rodeoing smartly.
Yep.
I'd want them going to the big ones, staying sharp, getting on bulls. But hey, you drew a bull that, is kind of a piece of crap. Turn them out. Like, don't go to every little circuit rodeo. Like, rodeo strategically and still do the team deal. That if I was a coach and in their shoes, that's what I would think would be best.
Absolutely. Well, dude, we are kind of getting to the point where we have some fan questions actually that I want to toss at you. So one question that we have comes from Landon, and he wants to know, how do you practice? Because like a lot of people have a lot of different ways of doing it. Like some people believe you got to get on a bull every day. Some people think don't ever get on a bull. Like, what's your philosophy on practice?
Okay, here we go. I know you've had Josh on here, and he gets on a bull every day between the regular season and the NFR. I am, well, for one, I'll say this. I'm a big believer in everybody has to find their own course, like their own way of doing things. My riding style looks nothing like most bull riders. My practice regimen looks nothing like most bull riders. I've been on 2 practice bulls in 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of make the joke, like my brother's a carpenter. He doesn't get home from work and get out boards and nail them together. If he's nailing boards together, he's getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't get on a bull for free.
Yeah.
I mean, I do when I don't do good, but every time that I nod, I want a chance to get paid.
Yeah.
So if I thought I needed practice, why wouldn't I go to a small rodeo or a rodeo that I thought, well, they're going to take good bulls
or like
here.
an open or something,
or just a circuit rodeo. Yeah. Like if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to risk, spraining an ankle, blowing out a knee, separating a shoulder, and you don't want that stuff to happen. But the reality of the sport is it is a dangerous sport. So every time you do it, there is a certain amount of risk. If I'm going to risk my body, that is a commodity, it is a limited resource. I want a chance to get paid for it. I don't want to do it for free.
Absolutely.
So that's my deal. I've been on 2 in 13 years.
Business decision.
Yeah. If I feel like I need to get on more bulls, enter more rodeos, get paid to do what you're good at. Carpenter's not nailing boards together in their living room at home.
That's cool, man. So Easton asks, what's the most encouraging thing for you to hear after a ride?
After
a score.
I like hearing the score. After, it don't matter now. I just want to know how much I won. What did it pay? And I'm pretty quick on my math. I usually have the payout figured before the secretary does. But I want to know what it paid.
That's cool. Zach asks, what's your favorite thing to do on a day off? Or do you take day offs?
I don't. Well, like I said, I have 3 business ventures now, so I don't have days off. But I'm assuming he means off rodeo. When I'm off from rodeo, I'm almost always going to be either building fence or going to bid a fence job, look at one, or getting, go and get materials, whatever.
Or vet teching.
Or being a vet tech now. I don't sit still. My wife and I just got rid of our TV subscription. We don't even use it. I get out the door right around daylight every day, come back inside at dark. There's no point in having TV. I stay busy. There's another thing that I'm kind of branching off, but it's related to the practice deal, is the gym stuff. I haven't been in a gym since 2013. But like I said, I get out the door at daylight.
And you work.
And I build fence. It's hard manual labor. I'll work till dark. Or my crew might go home at 5, and then I'll go to my house and work till dark at my house doing stuff. And it's not like I'm, out there hustling. Like, I'm not no slave driver. Like, we're not just busting our butt, but we're busy. Like, we're active. We're busy. So no, I haven't been in a gym in 10 years, but I don't think that I lack any physical fitness on any other guy in the locker room.
Yeah, for sure. And this might kind of tie together. But Belinda asks, what do you think sets you apart from other bull riders?
If I'm just going to go with what I think would be probably one of my more favorite traits about my career, like as a whole, would be determination. Because, and it takes, that's not looking at my career this year, this month, this week. That's looking at my 20-year career. Because like in high school rodeo, I didn't win state. I wasn't the star. Like I wasn't the standout guy. I was the guy like kind of near the top, but not at the top. I was just okay. Get to college rodeo, and my first few years of that, kind of same deal. Like I'm not the standout. I didn't win the region my first 3 years. I didn't win the college finals until my senior year. Like I was just kind of middle of the pack, but I was determination. Like I kept the course. I kept trying to get better, grow, develop, or, just being dedicated. Like I'm going to get there. My career has been a marathon, not a sprint. And my old rodeo coach used to say that, which he was talking about it as a season, as a rodeo season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like if you don't have success today, it doesn't mean, go home. Like just stay hooked. And even pro rodeo, like when I started pro rodeoing, 2013, I was in the top 10 all year.
Yeah.
Broke my leg, ended up 21st. Next year I come back from the broken leg, midwinter, have a pretty good year, but that leg kind of had bothered me all year. Like I ended up 19th that next year, which the day the regular season ended, I went and had surgery on that leg again. So then the next year I'm 16th.
Yeah. So just chipping away basically.
And even like some very close people were like, man, like you've been 21st, 19th, 16th. Like, you know, you think about just giving it up. Like you just ain't gonna make like,
you're like, no, like, I'm chipping away.
Yeah. This is like family and friends are kind of like, man, you know, you just might not make it. Like maybe you just ain't top 15 material, kind of like is what people kind of will insinuate to you. Yeah. The next year I went to the NFR in third. And there was a guy came up to me in the spring and I was sitting third at the time. He came up to me. He's like, man, like what's the difference like this year versus last year? And I was like, man, I missed it by $207 last year. Yeah. Is what I told him. I was like, that's one more bull. That's literally one more day money check. Not even placing, that's day money check. I was like, and I know deep down in my heart that I can ride one more bull this year. Yeah. So just determination. Like I knew inside me and I was determined to ride one more bull that next year.
That's cool.
But, and
you rode several more bulls.
I rode way more than one more, but it was that determined mindset. Like I know that if I get this close, I can get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's great, man. That's great. And then Cinnamon, which is one of our more loyal listeners, she said, what advice would you give to someone who wants to make a career in professional bull riding?
Go to college, do something else. Yeah. No, I mean, I make that joke a lot now. Like, you know, I used to tell people like, you know, oh, get somebody good to help you or find somewhere good to get on bulls. And those are true. Like if you want to make a career, like you need to find somebody good to help you that knows what they're talking about, not some local yokel that said, oh, you should ride bulls and probably didn't have much success at it. Like find somebody who had a pretty good, successful career at it. Yeah. Or, you know, knows what they're talking about. Find good practice bulls and good practice environment. You know, not a death trap arena in somebody's backyard, like somewhere with safe shoots. You know, the correct caliber bulls. You don't have to get on futurity calves when you're a kid starting out, which I did, and you get slammed a lot, and the success rate's not there. But yeah, it's putting yourself, and that's gotten a lot better. Like when I was a kid, there wasn't as much junior bulls and stuff like that, and the mini bulls, and there weren't as many junior associations like the junior NFR and all that. But there's a lot more opportunity now out there for the youth to get in it. But I'm a tie in that dedication deal. If you're not dedicated to it, then go to school, do something else. Like either be all in, because I don't think it's not a career choice where you can be half committed. Like if you want to be any rodeo athlete, like if you want to be, you know, or really you could take this in any career. Like if you want to be a banker or a carpenter, be all in, like dedicate yourself to it and be dead set that that's what you're going to do. Yeah. If not, find something else to do. I mean, you're not going to succeed if you don't think like that. Yeah.
No. Well, Jeff, dude, I think in the future you could probably add like a fourth career. You could probably motivational speak.
Yeah. Well, at one point, my dream job, I thought, like in my earlier, or probably mid-20s, I was like, man, I'd like to go back and be a rodeo coach. You know, at the collegiate level, and I actually had the opportunity. The school where I went to college, they called me last year and they're like, you know, your old coach is retiring. Like
You're like, I'm still rodeo.
We thought about you as like the guy, like you could come in here and be the rodeo coach. And like I said, in my 20s, I was like, man, that's what I want to do. I want to coach kids. I want to tell them, like, help guide them on how to think and how to enter and how to rodeo and all that. And when they called me last year, I was like, man, you couldn't drag me to that job because life's just changed, I thought that was what I wanted to do. And now, like, I have no interest in it. And it's not that I still like to help people, but, I got other things going on and my life went down a different trail. And,
Absolutely.
And I like where it's going and where it's headed.
For sure. No, that's great, dude. Well, Jeff, is there anything else that you would like to say to your fans or fans of the sport or anything like that?
I think we got it.
I think we about covered it. Well, cool. So, Jeff, thank you so much for being here and sitting down with me. This was a whole lot of fun, and we really enjoyed it. And again, thank y'all for listening, and Lane Frost Brands for sponsoring these podcasts while we've been here at Rodeo Houston, and for giving us a spot to set up and do them, whether it's the house or the booth. Make sure and go to lanefrost.com for merch and all things Lane Frost, along with all of their socials, and follow along on those platforms as well. Jeff, what are your social handles and where can people follow along with you?
Turns out there's not a lot of Jeff Askeys in the world. So my Instagram is Jeff Askey.
Askey.
Yep.
Correct.
Askey. So just Jeff Askey, pretty simple. I have a Facebook, but can't have any more friends. They cut you off.
Oh man, too many friends.
And I had a bull rider profile on there, but I'll be honest, I'm not that active on Facebook. Like Instagram's
your deal.
Little simpler platform, and it's just kind of it's my preferred deal.
For sure. And if y'all would follow along with us as well on social media at Tough Draw and at Tough Draw Talks for more episodes of our podcast as we continue to bring y'all closer to the rodeo community. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, everybody, enjoy the ride.